Atomic Blonde is directed by David Leitch and written by Kurt Johnstad, and it stars Charlize Theron, Sofia Boutella, and James McAvoy, among others, and it tells the story of Lorraine Broughton, a spy who is going from England to Berlin in 1989 as the Berlin Wall is going down. She is looking for her list, and James McAvoy is another spy located in Berlin trying to help her. They are also trying to protect some people, and yet they are also telling this story to their superiors after the actual events that this movie is depicting. And those pauses right there you just heard me say are some of the problems I have with this movie. But let's start with the good, as always. The direction of this film is spectacular. David Leitch really knows how to set up shots, how to maintain those shots, and he knows how to do visual storytelling well. As well as the lighting of this film. The lighting of this film is incredible, and it's incredibly well stylized. It's not a matter of style over substance, but rather a matter of style complementing substance. It's the voice of the director that stands out here, and that is the style giving itself away to the substance, and that is what I really appreciated here. And as one of the directors of John Wick 1, David Leitch really brings it on the action sequences. There are some action sequences in this film, about 3 or 4, but one of them stands out. I am not kidding you, an 11-minute one-shot take. If you study editing, you can tell when they have cuts, but it's so fucking well done. As well as the sound design for the hits that these people take. You hear and feel every punch and every stab wound and every bullet, and everything hits you like it should. It is so fantastically done. I was gripped in every single action sequence, and I was admiring them, and I was so satisfied to see how well he pulled them off and how creative he was with it. Being the guy that we've seen that he can do excellent action sequences, it's admirable that he still can surprise by how creative he is and innovative he is with these action sequences. How Lorraine uses the stuff around her, how she uses the location itself, it's spectacularly well done. And the performances all around are very good. Charlize Theron really sells this badass super spy that she is, and she is uber believable in this role. And James McAvoy, so entertaining, so funny. This guy can do anything, and he can do those roles that probably with many other actors would have been over the top. He was just pitch perfect for what he was doing with this character. Sofia Boutella also gives a very good performance, but unfortunately she's in about 15 minutes total runtime of this film. And now let's go to the bad. There is a good script in here somewhere. I don't know if a first draft, a second draft, a third draft, I don't even know how many drafts this movie had. There was a good story in here. But the way the script is structured and the way it is so overly complicated, not complex. This is not a complex story to understand. What is complex is the storytelling, because they have so many twists and turns, and might I add, so many unnecessary twists and turns that you're scratching your head until the end of the movie, and it's not hard to fit the clues in. It's not hard to fit the pieces of the puzzle where they should be, and the movie would have benefited a lot from a linear storytelling. A few twists and turns here and there, but there are so many components of this film that leave you by the end not caring. Without spoiling, there's basically zero character development throughout most of this film. And when the point comes where there actually is character development, you're beyond the point of caring or wanting to care. There are some reveals in this movie towards the end of the second act that you're like, okay, that could have worked if I had known there was some connection between characters that I am just finding out right now, and they had no development at all. If we had a few twists and turns, but had connections between characters, who in this movie, many of them turn out to be something or someone you are not expecting, or something or someone that you did not see them as, the movie would have benefited a whole lot. The script also chose to start this movie off with an interrogation after the fact, after the mission that Charlize Theron is telling her superiors that she was doing in Berlin. That takes away a lot of the tension in this film. There are some movies, some genres even, that can pull this off very, very well. When it comes to a spy film, to an action film, where our character is supposed to be in constant peril and it is supposed to create a lot of tension throughout the film, it should work. Except in this case, she is all bruised up, she has had her ass kicked, you know that as you look at her face in the beginning of the film, and then you go back in time. So you know that she will be alright, she will be alive. At least, when these scenes come. And again, the action sequences, they hook you because they are excellently, masterfully filmed and choreographed. But you know that she ain't gonna die. Also, not necessarily the music choices, but the way they use music in this film is very jarring. They use a combination of non-diegetic sounds and diegetic sounds, where the music starts off, for instance, on a radio as they are in a car, and then it converts to a song that you're hearing yourself as an audience member and not the characters in the movie. The music is not happening in the movie all of a sudden. And they use this for no particular reason. There's one sequence where Sofia Boutella is listening to music on her headphones, and that's all fine and dandy. And then something happens where her headphones drop to the floor and you're hearing music as if it was coming from a radio. Why is she listening to the same music on the radio as she was listening to music on her headphones? Also an action sequence where Charlize Theron takes a hose, I think, and drops to a lower floor on a building. Then the music stops as it was airing from a radio that she turned on. Then it begins again, but as a non-diegetic sound for the characters in the film. And that was just so jarring, so egregious, and very, very distracting. I like the direction, I like the performances, the action sequences are damn excellent. There could have been a very good movie, a great movie, because there's actually an interesting and smart plot in here, but the storytelling is overcomplicated for its own good, and it halts the movie completely, especially in the sequences of the interrogation, as the movie comes to a halt to fill you in unnecessarily. I did not mind watching Atomic Blonde, but I would never watch it again unless it was for the action sequences. For people who don't appreciate direction or style or cinematography, I will only show them the action sequences. Because of all that, I cannot say Atomic Blonde is bad, but it's also not very good. And whether you watch it or not, your heart will go on. But what did you think of Atomic Blonde, my beautiful geekies? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Have you read the graphic novel that this is based on? Because I haven't, but I really saw the comic book style in this film and I'm really interested, so let me know in the comments below. I have many reviews to come out for the rest of the week. I am going to see the Emoji Movie tomorrow. Fuck my life. And once more, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the freaking best. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. And until tomorrow with another review, you stay beautiful, you stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and the bell so we can be geeky united!